Welcome back to Stick Talk, episode 5. We back live from the private lounge right downtown, 5th and Chestnut. Smoke easy. What's up, fellas?
What's happening,
back
man?
again. This is what we do.
One more game.
Yeah, man,
One more game.
Hey, before you get started, though, don't forget, subscribe, like, and share the Smoke Easy channel. The goal is for us to grow our membership, and we want to take it to the next level. And the only way we can do this is with your help. So don't forget to like, subscribe,
and share. Yeah,
that's it.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
And also let us know what y'all want to hear. What y'all want to talk about. We kind of think about different topics, but we also want to think about what y'all want to hear. So let us know in the comments.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Well, we got a couple topics tonight, y'all, but the main topic we're going to talk about is just how the journey started, how we met each other, where we were, and then where we have arrived, and really where we're going with this. So that's the topic.
T-Money.
That's the topic.
Hey, ring us on in.
Man, that's a long walk right there, ain't
Walk
it?
us through it.
Damn, that's a long walk.
That's what you say. It's a marathon, right?
Marathon, yo.
continues.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I feel like I got to go all the way back to, 1992, walking into, Male High School off of Preston Highway and meeting that guy over there, Mark Miller. I was like, man, who was that guy? You know what I'm saying?
With that
Some-
mustache.
yeah,
that
some
Hitler
lame.
mustache.
Man.
That Hitler mustache.
So but that's that's how he and I met, man, in high school, and was blessed to meet two of you brothers along the way, man. I think me and Adrian always kind of knew of each other, or heard of one another through circles, but didn't really start to, I guess, kick it until after college and graduating and all that. But that's that part of the journey. If you think about this Smoke Easy journey, man, I mean, what was that 2020 when this all kind of started coming together?
Yeah.
Right,
Coming out of the pandemic.
yeah, coming out of the pandemic, with just a thought in the head, man, just driving back and forth, flying back and forth, Charlotte to Louisville, trying to figure out, what's life gonna do? What's life gonna do? And shit, just started thinking about it, like, we can do this. We got, I love cigars. I love talking to people. How do we bring something like that to Louisville?
So what was your mindset, though? We talk about the mobile joint, though. That's what I'm kind of curious about, how that popped into your brain.
Man, so, I'm all about, there's a loophole to everything,
Right.
And obviously here in the city, there was some things we could and could not do, when you think about cigars. So research, and more research. And then it was a cat in Charlotte that had a mobile lounge, checked his page out and was like, man, anything he can do, I can do better, right? So that was kind of the genesis of it.
Flavor
Put my own flavor to it. Then, reached out to Mark, because he had far more knowledge than I did around cigars and bourbon. And
Which wasn't much for real, but
well, it was more than what I had.
Right,
Yeah, all I had was just sitting in cigar lounges and like, damn, this is cool. And so he was like, I'm absolutely on board.
Right.
Absolutely on board.
Yeah.
So that's where it started. We drove to, some podunk town, man, in Lebanon, Kentucky.
What was
What
up
was in
there?
Lebanon?
The trail?
That's where the trailer was at.
the
Yeah,
trailer.
found it. Yeah,
The trail.
The
Oh,
trailer was
okay,
in
okay.
Lebanon, Kentucky.
Okay.
Man, rolled past some distilleries and all that, and so grabbed the trailer, and then he, Mark and I, man, we kind of sat back and said, hey, who's the mouth of the South and just got all these great ideas and who's a connector. And we said, we're going to go grab Mo.
Oh, no, y'all didn't grab me at first. Don't do that.
Huh?
Y'all didn't get me at first. I had to find out through the grapevine what was going on.
No way.
Yeah. Won't he will?
No way. No way. No way.
So
No way.
because we didn't even get the the trailer until you were on board. Because we had to raise capital.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Come
So,
on.
My bad, T.
yeah. No, that's
You
what I'm
tell
saying. I
me.
got
You
you.
don't tell the truth. My
I
bad.
got you. I got you.
got
Tell your
I got
version
you.
in a second.
Yeah, you can tell your
I
version.
am.
So, but in all seriousness, right? Like, Mo is somebody that I've always admired from an entrepreneur's perspective, and he's about his business. He's a connector. He's resourceful as hell. You know what I'm saying? If, hey, we need to find this, we need to find that. He's got somebody in his Rolodex at all times.
He's a doer.
Yeah, he's a doer. He's a connector and a doer. And he likes to do something that I don't like to do, which is talk.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? That's perfect.
You got jokes.
Yeah, no. It's all facts.
I know.
Right. And then later on down the line, that's when our brother Adrian comes in, who probably more than all of us just knows so many people and knows how to, figure out how this person could be a viable resource. And, hey, we could use this person for this. We can have this person do that. He loves numbers the same way that I do. man, we just made it happen, right? And I mean, man, think about this journey. I mean, we didn't think about some of the stuff we done did, fellas.
People don't really get a clue about
stuff
what we actually went through to get to where we are. Starting with the mobile lounge. That was, and the quiet as kept, that was all trial and error, what we did with the mobile lounge. I mean, from the time that going in, putting the AC unit in, trying to figure out how that's going to all flow, even to be adding, even
our third AC.
But I tell you what, when we get the next one, we gonna know exactly what stuff goes and how it's gonna work. But it was just the trials and tribulations. A lot of people don't understand what goes into it because people don't understand. They see the success, but they don't see the struggle.
Right.
The grind. It's grind.
But peep this though. Let me ask y'all. From the first time we set that table up at Joe's Palm Room, would you have ever thought we'd be right here in our own building?
No.
Absolutely.
No.
I did.
Yeah,
when I came
that's what I'm
aboard.
talking about. That's
did.
what I'm talking about. But remember that though? I mean, we had a couch. No, we had 2 couches, an ugly brown rug, and a table, man.
Oh, that brown rug.
Man.
Still got it in my garage too.
But just from that night though, you know what I mean? It was just like, damn, this is what the city had been waiting on.
Yeah.
I mean, people were standing outside for hours smoking sticks.
Yeah.
No. It goes back to, remember when the first event we were supposed to do with the mobile? It was William Starks.
Oh, okay.
Remember William Starks? We were taking over to his private birthday party. Was initial thing, and when Mark and I were headed over there, we had to make an executive decision on we ain't ready. Remember that? Yeah. We had to decide to say we're not ready to pull that up and host an event inside the trailer. So what did? We went in. We had to bite the bullet. We had to go in there and tell Mr. Starks and his whole party, we ain't ready.
Ooh,
wow.
Yeah.
We ain't ready.
Trials and tribulations, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens, man. That's trials and
But what did we do,
tribulations.
though? But what did we do?
Gave him a bunch of...
We set the table up outside of his birthday party, and we said, look, I promise you this. I said, if you let us do this and we just have everybody come out, smoke a stick, and have a good time, on your next event, we're not going to charge you anything. We'll just do it off the strength of you giving us the first opportunity. And he held true to his word.
Oh, that's cool.
And we've been rocking with him ever since. And he's a member here.
Yeah. And he's a member, and he helped us find
this building.
Man,
so
that's beautiful.
We give the people what they want, man. Is what
that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
You know, and I think more than anything, when you think about it, you know, people bought into us. You know, through all of those trials and tribulations, working through the kinks and stuff like that, the one thing was consistent was we tried to bring a vibe to the people, made them feel welcome, try to create an environment where people wanted to be around other people, you know, create a space to where people wanted to come and be a part of.
Right.
And so I feel like they looked past the kinks. You know, they would give us honest feedback, but they looked past it because they felt like they had a good time and they felt welcome in the space.
Yeah. I mean, and with anything from an entrepreneur perspective, you're gonna fall down, you're gonna stub your toe, but you know, it's about getting back up, taking the constructive criticism and trying to be better. And I think that's what we've done throughout it, man. And I mean, you know, I still think about certain things like, damn, who would have thought I was at a polo match? I've been to 3 polo matches as a result of this, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the journey. That's the journey.
You know, and to piggyback on what you just said, I think as an entrepreneur, I think somebody told me one time the word millionaire has 2 L's in it, right? So that means you're gonna have to take some L's in that journey to be successful. You know, and I feel like every
I like that.
Every hard obstacle in an entrepreneurship mindset, sometimes you gotta go through it to understand what not to do the next time, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a beautiful thing about starting being an entrepreneur. You go through the hard times, but you learn what not to do the next time, which I think is dope.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it. T talked about he didn't know a whole lot about cigars, and he considered me an expert, which I wasn't. But we just got started.
You said you was though. Man,
Show enough convinced us,
Hey,
man.
I know what I like to smoke. I know what I like to smoke. And
Yeah.
by the way, I'm smoking the My Father, the Judge, which is an excellent smoke.
Yeah.
Maduro wrapper, Nicaraguan tobacco.
Okay.
Great smoke.
Okay.
But my point is that you don't have to be an expert in something. You just have to have a passion for something and get started.
Right, man. There it is.
There it is.
You just
Get
gotta
started.
going.
There it is. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I think about the 4 of us, man. Like, You know, I consider all of us men of men. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And I sat back the other day and I thought about it. I was like, man, could I have done all of this by myself? I think I probably could have. Could you? Yes, you could have. All of you guys are smart enough, and you probably could have done it all by yourself. It would have been tough.
Yeah.
But the fact that I know I got you guys, I don't have to do it all by myself.
Man, that's beautiful.
And you know, we have our times where we agree to disagree on things. There's other things. I'll say, Mo, man, this is your call. You call it, Mark. T, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this, and you all let me, you know, make decisions as well. So it's always good to have that camaraderie. And again, and I don't take lightly that, you know, we all men of men. We all could be a little stubborn. We all could be, but the fact that, you know, we found a way to figure it out. Because we're friends, first of all.
Facts.
Brothers, first of all. Let me rewind it.
Yeah.
Right. And then to be able to go on this journey, man, and be able to do it. And I'm gonna give you my small perspective because I was the last to come aboard on the team.
Yep.
Shout out to our other brother, Michael Moss.
Shout out to
Moose, my man. Live from Atlanta.
Love you, bro.
So the fact that, you know, he knew that he couldn't do it anymore. He was going to Atlanta, and he called me and was like, man, I think you're going to be the perfect person to step in and you know, fill my shoes and do what you can with the journey because, you know, I guess he knew enough about my business acumen and, you know, just all of that. And then for me to step into it and actually contribute and then, you know, be a voice like, what's next?
Yeah.
What are we doing next, man? What about after this? Because I came in with a clean slate. You know, the mobile lounge was already going, but then we already thinking, man, what about brick and mortar?
Yeah.
You know, what about the next thing that we still holding back on one thing coming, you all. You know, even that next step we doing. So, you know, I just appreciate you guys welcoming me to the family. And man, look where we are, man.
Hey, what's been the funniest moment on the mobile lounge, man? What's the Mark must already got something. Like, what would be something you would say, man?
Let me think.
I can tell you, I already know one.
All right, shoot.
I just still can never get one of our members, man. We love him to death. He's in here all day. He's here at least twice a week, 3 times a week. He come in. We first met him at the Good Timers event, right on the rooftop.
Yep.
And he just came. He moved to Louisville, and he was like, man, he came to smoke a cigar, and he became one of our regulars, man. He
said, I'm rocking with y'all.
He's rocking with y'all, and he's been rocking with us ever since.
Got to be Marlon.
Shout out to Marlon.
Shout out to Marlon. We love you, boy.
What Marlon do, man?
Marlon comes into the trailer. We was having a good old time too, boy. Marlon got up there, had a cigar, got a couple little sips in him, had little libations. Man, the next thing you know, I think old Marlon was laying on the ground.
And we had to pick old boy up, didn't we?
We had to pick him up.
I remember that.
Man, Marlon was having a good old time. Marlon was extra good.
He slipped off.
But it was funny though, and I still talk about it to this day. But you know, it just goes to show you the fun we have on that on the lounge, man.
Yeah.
Guys like him, man. But we want to tell you, Marlon, we love you, man, and thank you for being a part of what we got going on, man. I had to put you out there like that, brother. That's mine.
So I got 2 of them, man. One of them, man, I forget what event we was at, but man, it was a young lady that was walking down the back of the trailer, man, and all you saw was 2 feet going to her, man.
I think I remember that birthday event.
Yeah, it was a birthday.
Oh, I remember that
man.
one.
I thought for sure we was in trouble that day.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I said, oh man,
And because the way we parked in that driveway, the driveway was kind of slanted.
Going down.
Man,
I
it was an accident waiting to happen.
God,
You was nervous?
I was nervous as all get out. Man.
What she say? What she feel?
Said, oh Lord. Look, man, I started going through my phone getting the insurance paperwork.
We was done.
I thought for sure we was done. I said, man, open and close, man.
Grand opening.
Grand close. We rushed to pick her up, man. And, you know what I'm saying? Everything worked out. And then the other one was, I don't know who did it, man, but with Big Betty, man, I almost set the furniture on fire at one time. Man. I don't know, somebody set the thing. The heater.
Oh, and that Big Ben?
Man, Big Ben almost set the furniture on fire.
Yeah.
So I always chuckle because every time we had to figure out which one of the couches or which one of the chairs
you had to
had
turn.
to burn spots. Furniture right way.
That's right.
So those would be my But boy, I mean, I seen her. She said, "Oh Lord," I said, "Oh man, we in trouble.
Done.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
1 second, fellas. Let's talk about our drink for today.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
what you got?
We have West End Gin is what we sipping on today.
Speaking
now.
of entrepreneurship,
Oh
man.
man, major stuff going
Major.
on. Shout out
Yo,
to
Shout out,
Stacy and
man.
that
Shout out.
team.
Cheers,
We
West
appreciate
End.
Cheers,
it.
West End
Yeah,
Gin.
cheers,
West
West
End
End
Gin.
Gin.
Yep.
You know, West End Gin and that team has actually come out to the lounge. Stacy, the owner, personally. So that's why we have so much love for him. He's come here personally and showed us how to mix up this Black Rose is the name of this drink right here. Spends
You
time
just
he's
did
a
a
member.
tea.
I did. I was about to ask you that.
Yeah,
You do,
buddy.
you could.
But he's come out personally and just show love. So West End Gin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out. Shout out.
What's might as well while we on it.
Oh,
What
yeah.
is this?
We have Waters.
Might as well, yeah.
We keep
Stay thirsty, my friends.
stay thirsty. You know, we keeping it Louisville, we keeping it local,
Yeah.
we keeping it Black owned. This is Waters. You can now get these here at Smoke Easy Lounge for a great price. It's spring water and it's well thought through as well. It's not just, pouring water in a bottle. You know, he's really devoted his life to making sure that he's making good water. So Waters is what we sipping on today for the Waters as well.
Ain't that cool how we support it? I think, to everybody out there watching, man, one of the best things about what we do here, we support anybody with a business that wants to be a part of what we got going on. I think that's the most important thing why we do what we do. Because think about it, West End Gin, Waters, we got other Black-owned businesses that are part of what we got going on here. That's what we do this for, man.
No doubt.
That's what this
That's
space was
what
created
that's what we
for.
created
This
space
is an
for.
incubation
Oh, man.
for like-minded folks, not just Black, but we also support Black first
Preach, my brother.
in terms of entrepreneurship and people wanting to network and bring each other up.
It's an
And that's what this
incubator.
is all
It's an
about.
incubator.
This is an incubator.
And my personal experience is I dibbled and dabbled in cigars a little bit,
Right.
fellas. Now I got a couple I really like, but I do know what these cigars do. These cigars bring conversation. It brings talk of business. It brings camaraderie. You can talk from trying to make $1 billion to just trying to chill out, or somewhere in between.
Yeah.
But so I'm just glad that we've created that space where we can just come out and we can do episodes of stick talk is what we can do.
Stick talk. Man, we had a brother one time, Mo and I was at a Derby event. He had bought a stick and he said, man, a cigar's a commitment. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
For the next 45 minutes to an hour,
There it is.
I'm committed to this smoke,
Yep.
and whoever's around me, we get the opportunity to just, talk about whatever because they got a stick and I got a stick. We committed to this for a little
that's
minute.
dope right there.
Yeah, I love that, man, because it is. It's a commitment, but more than anything, it's an opportunity for me to learn a little bit about somebody else. And if you can't learn about something from somebody else, man, you're in the wrong room.
That's why I try to tell these young folks, man. I think a lot of times they forget, with this day and age, they forget how to communicate. Like, because we've been through a lot. So we kind of walk that path so they don't have to walk through it, right? So when it comes to, when I tell them about why we have this cigar lounge, and I'm just honest with them, I was like, look, man, if you become a member of Cigar Lounge or wherever you go, if you go there, I'm telling you, the people you're going to meet is going to be phenomenal. Because you're going to be sitting with CEOs, lawyers, doctors, entrepreneurs, anybody like that. And they're there for the same reason you're there, to relax, meet great people, and just have good conversation.
Man,
and you
what
never
you
know
said.
I love
what
it.
that could lead to, especially from a young person trying to find their way and trying to find a good position. They could be sitting next to their next boss or whatever, somebody that could show them how to become an entrepreneur.
What you said.
True.
Yeah.
So on that note, we talked about the evolution of the mobile lounge, but what brought us here?
Yeah.
What brought us here?
Speak on it, Mark.
I mean, you asked about did I ever see us from that patio at Palm Room to here. Not to say I didn't see the vision, but I didn't picture it at the time. I'm not gonna say I did, but I knew as we would grow, it would grow. Our ideas would grow with it.
Right.
So, when you think about the city of Louisville, and one thing I love about my city, the people, but also the one thing I feel like is a struggle is we hinder growth, you know what I'm saying? And with the smoking ordinance in the city of Louisville, we had to figure out a way around it. But we knew as we grew the buzz, I feel like we contributed to the cigar culture in the city.
Oh, come on, man.
It was
say it
people.
again
It was
now.
people who never smoked a cigar,
Will you
but
say it
because of
again?
Smoked Easy, they had their first cigar.
One more time for the Holy Ghost, man. Say it again.
Hey,
It was people who never smoked a cigar. They smoked a black and mild. They may have smoked their cannabis, whatever, but they had their first cigar with Smoke
so we
Easy.
made a couple people graduate from
Yeah.
something. It's
Yeah.
all about graduating,
That's it.
leveling up.
Right,
Ooh,
right.
yeah.
But,
Okay.
but as we grew that brand, we knew the mobile lounge could not be the end result.
Right.
We had to get something, a gathering place for people. So then again, just like with the mobile lounge, how can we find a way?
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and so figuring out what the smoking ordinance is, what the ventilation needs to be, what the location looks like. And you know, I'm going back to what you said, having 3 partners. Y'all pushed us to be here.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. Preach on that, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Preach.
That's-
And you think about it, man. Back to what cigar. Now that we have a building and we're here, and again, just thinking about like what you can do with cigars in my mind. And I remember, I feel like I shared this with you all, but in my mind, I'm like, I feel like we went and got 4 or 5 acres of land, built a golf course, and put it right in downtown Louisville.
Man, what
I
you
mean, how
said.
major
That's
is
what
that?
you
That's what it
said.
feel like.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. 'Cause now we
Yeah.
got a gathering place. We've created a table. Like we've created a table. Like instead of sitting around waiting to be invited to somebody else's table to sit and have a camaraderie, I talk business, I do whatever. We don't have to do that anymore.
No.
We've created our own table. Now we can call Fred. We can call our friends. We can call different people and say, "Hey, you should come through here." Or we can call people and say, "Fred's gonna be here tonight.
Yeah.
You might want to come in."
Shout out to Fred.
I got one better than that. What happened the other day? I'm sitting up in here and I'm looking out the window and I see somebody walking across the street. This Caucasian man was walking across the street and he kept on looking at the building. So I got up to go meet. I said, "Okay, let me walk out to the door." And he was actually standing at the door.
Yeah.
First thing he said to me, he said, "Hey, I was online. I'm in Louisville for business, and I noticed that I was looking for a cigar spot to come smoke." And he said, "I saw you guys' name on it. First thing that pop up, and had some of the best ratings." And he's like, "I think it's the best place to come." Man, he came in here, sit right at the end of the bar for what, a couple hours?
Yes, he
Oh,
did.
And,
man.
and he
Yeah.
was like, "Man, this is really nice, man. I appreciate you welcoming me in, even though we're members only." But the way I looked at it is like this: if you want to come to our space and be a part of what we got going on,
Yeah.
and you want to check us out, we're not going to turn you down.
And you did the research, right? You
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
out of town.
Yeah.
You did your research.
Got day pass.
Yeah,
Right.
no doubt.
Right.
No doubt. That was beautiful.
So
man.
if people out there right now, if you ever want to come to Louisville and you're looking for a great place to come where you got the environment is banging, great people, great music, great food, just an overall great atmosphere, come to Smoke Easy. It's
Facts.
easy. 566 South 5th Street, downtown Louisville.
But for you local folks, we need you to support.
Yeah.
And that's by
Facts.
being a member. So come on out, man.
Facts.
We want you to support because it's and another thing we talked about, like it isn't gonna be for everybody.
Right.
Like that was one of the things. 'Cause, again,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people
Know
in
a
the
lot
city.
of people.
Everybody
Yeah.
know a lot of people. So I was one of the people that sat back and was like, okay, I gotta make sure that I understand that it's not gonna be for everybody.
Yeah.
Because again, it's about graduating.
Yeah.
Right.
I got some folks that haven't graduated from certain things that I know, and it's probably ain't the best place for them.
Right.
Yeah.
So we want you to be here.
Yeah.
If you feel like this room is, you want to be in a room with at least four black entrepreneurs, but you best believe we filled this room with the right
Man,
people.
it
That's
stays-
the thing about
stays
it. I
packed.
love our people.
Yes.
You know, the quality of people. And I don't want to be a judge of people, but again, I love our quality of members.
Love the quality of
Oh
membership.
man,
Love it.
it's the place to be.
Love it. As we always say, we not for everybody, but we for the right people.
There it is.
I knew it was
know,
gonna be
yeah.
successful. To be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Oh man.
I knew.
You so optimistic. though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like it's in my life, and I figured like I got three of the smartest guys that I ever could be around, and I felt like no matter what, we was gonna be successful regardless. Like Adrian always, me and him always talking about, no matter what, this is gonna be the Smoke Easy Shoe Emporium. We're gonna do something in this space.
Teals and Mo's t-shirt
shop. We're gonna do something, but the idea of being with you guys, man, it never changed. Every day, I don't worry.
Yeah.
I really don't, because I already know that some of that weight's off my shoulders, man. Because first thing we do every morning, what do we see? Bing, 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 text messages.
Text messages,
The communication is always there, and that's why I appreciate
Yeah.
you guys, man. So I always knew it was going to be successful, and we just going to keep on growing and blowing this out the water.
And plus, we all God-fearing men as well. So it's a higher being that has guided our way. So we can't take that lightly either, man. We've been blessed, man. We've been blessed because there's been some obstacles that people don't realize.
Man, what you said.
People always ask us, how'd y'all get this open?
Oh, man.
Look,
The good Lord.
Yeah.
Man.
that's it.
Yeah,
Faith
man.
of a mustard seed. We got some mustard seeds back here on the bar.
They just don't have it. They don't even know, do
I
they?
don't even know.
Nobody knows.
Don't even know.
We ain't going to go there, but
Architects,
Faith. Yeah.
engineers.
Everything, man.
I love what y'all doing. Let me help.
everything.
There
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why it's a thank to God,
councilmen,
man.
councilwomen,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
Politicians.
judges.
I love what y'all doing. How can I help?
Right.
Yeah, it's dope, man.
So,
Damn, that's
Can I
dope.
shout out another person real fast?
Yeah, go
I know
ahead,
she
man.
don't really. She don't really like she
Go
like
well.
stand behind the limelight. Shout out to you, Lauren. All you do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lauren Reynolds.
L
Reynolds.
Boogie.
That's,
L
man,
Dub.
That's my sis,
She-
man. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
she
She tried to stay low key a little bit. We got you in this podcast this time, girl.
we got you. We didn't forget about
Gotcha.
you.
Got you.
We're gonna take let's take a quick break, man. Let's pour up another glass, man, and
I
we'll
gotta
be
light my
right back.
Stick up again. Yeah.
Yep.
Most definitely.
We back. Welcome back to Stick Talk, episode 5. Hey man, this weekend was a special weekend, man. The vibe in this place this weekend was dope. Was dope. What was going on this weekend, man? You remember?
We'll let old cornball over say something. Go ahead, Mark. What happened?
Speaking of which, I'm glad you asked because the annual rivalry, UK versus U of L, and this whole holiday season, because this year was unique because the UK U of L football game and the basketball game was back to back, which is rare.
That is rare.
Yeah.
So
I thought so.
Yeah,
we
a couple
had
weeks apart.
a great vibe in here for the football game. Of course, I got beat up on in the football game. I was the one UK fan, and everybody jumped on me. But
As we should have.
no doubt. Y'all bopped us. But the beautiful thing is this vibe was right back for the basketball game, and I got my get back.
You
So
did.
You had a hell of a get back.
Man.
It was two of y'all yelling CAT cats.
Man.
It had an old spelling bee in
yeah.
it, man.
I was
Really?
glad it was competitive, though, if I'm being honest with you. I mean,
It was.
hell, man, the last
was.
few years, I mean, Cardinal basketball wasn't what we was used to watching, that's for sure.
Oh man, it's been
So,
tough.
to see it be competitive and, just little small things after timeout calls and Louisville get a bucket right away. Just the little small stuff that we didn't do the last few years. I'm glad it was competitive. And had we had all of our players.
Here we go.
Had all of our players.
So,
it's a different story.
I keep hearing that, but the thing is y'all shot unprecedented numbers. You had 14 threes. So, I mean, what you gonna you get more players back, but would you shoot like that? So,
So you say unprecedented. Edwards will never go 100% from the field and
100%.
the free throw line ever.
You mean
in his
Butler?
life.
Butler,
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Whatever his name is.
I don't follow y'all like that. Whoever he
that
was,
dumb was, man.
he'll never do that.
He was what?
He was 100%. He
It
scored
was,
37 points.
he was 10 for
He didn't
10
miss a shot.
and 6 for
Oh, he
6
balled.
behind the
Get
3-point
outta
line.
here.
Coming off an injury
And
too.
he didn't miss no free throws.
Yeah.
Like he was 100% field goal percentage.
Did he transfer in
Yeah.
from?
San Diego State. He was on that Final Four team.
Okay.
NIL.
You got a baller.
Yeah.
How much NIL money are y'all spending, man? Let's talk NIL
More
for
than
about a
everybody.
second or so, man. Y'all probably
Man.
spending some really good money, man. Everybody is though.
Y'all gonna come up with every excuse in the book, but I'm just saying, like, look, man, the college landscape definitely has changed. I mean, shout out to the players now being able to get their just due because people have been making money off of them for decades and generations, and now they're able to get a slice of the pie. So I'm all for it.
Right.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm
me
all
too,
for it.
man. I love it.
With
I love
a little bit more restrictions around it, but now the Rabbits got the gun. Let these kids get some of this money.
Yeah.
Let
Time
these
out.
kids
Hold on.
transfer.
Tillman,
move
what'd you
around.
say with some restrictions?
With some restrictions.
Why?
Some restrictions.
Just real quick, why?
I think the restrictions are I'm telling you, I was super for letting them get the money. I think the restrictions are if you do transfer, no money restrictions.
Okay, that's what
I
I'm
think it's all on the
these
transfer
right.
restrictions.
Okay.
It's the how long you should stay before you leave. Those are the restrictions, and I don't know what those. I don't know what it should be.
Good point.
That's like contracts, just like pro sports. You know, like if you come to Louisville, you know, you get the bag. You should be obligated to stay for at least a season or two before you move on, or you know, something like that. I don't know, whatever that looks like. But
y'all see Penny Hardaway recently.
They balling right now, ain't they?
Like, yeah, they are playing well. They're playing very well.
But say what he said.
But and I don't know his quote verbatim. Maybe you know that, but I just know he had a lot to say about the kids and transferring, and you know how you got to coach these kids that might leave the next day. Like you got to coach them a little lighter because you never know, they might just go on and bounce.
yeah, he said the hunger has changed. He said
no
he
more.
said the goal when he was coming up was to get to the league to get the bag.
Yeah.
He says now in college they can get the bag, so the league is almost the backup.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why, though. Because you got to think about it. How many NBA players are there? I'm just using NBA. How many NBA players are in the NBA total?
It's what?
I mean,
40
it's 15
teams,
on a team, 30 teams.
30 teams.
So how many college basketball players are nationwide? So I feel like why not? If you can't get it now, because
make a good point,
you
though,
may not
really.
ever be able to make no money. You may not ever go to the NBA. So why not get it if you can?
No,
That's my way out.
No, I mean you bring up a good point, but at the same time, I'm talking about the hunger.
part.
Yeah.
The hunger and the drive for the game. Mo,
The
when you
NBA
play
is no
college
longer
ball,
the end game. You know what I'm saying?
you know your level of grind was different than if somebody just said, "Here goes $100,000," and you haven't played a snap yet.
Yeah, but it's different too. It's 2024. You got to think about it. Everything is different, even from technology standpoint. So my thing is, even though what you said is true, but I feel like if I have my son and he's able to get that money and go where he needs to go and to keep playing and making that money, I say do it, because you may not make it to the NBA. You may not be able to go overseas, but if you can get it now,
The percentages of a high school player getting a Division I scholarship, then making it to the NBA, the
Especially
percentages
now.
of that is a terrible
especially
percentage.
now.
Yeah.
So when
It
you
is.
get that money, so that's why I'm glad these kids are getting paid, because now they do get a little chance to touch some money.
Right.
Now take that money, invest it, and hopefully
True
the parents,
story.
they got some really good guidance, and they're doing something with that bread.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, because
Great point.
a lot of them will not get to the league. But
Yeah.
don't let your drive drop just
That's-
because
that's
you
the
touched
point.
a little money.
But it happens.
It
right?
happens.
I mean,
It happens.
It happens. And again, I don't really have no problem with the money. I just have an issue with the transfer issue of it. Like what Mark's getting at. So you have a bad game, you know, tell me, get out of here, get on the bench. And then I don't play you for the next 2 games because you off a little bit. Well, now I got to re-recruit you because the odds are you sitting over like little buddy off a belly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't like your energy over here.
You know, and so next thing you know, you ready to transfer. You know, you done called home, you done packed your bags. But in all actuality, you're a great player, but I'm just trying to teach you to play within the scheme of what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're ready to transfer.
Right. And you said the key thing. Coaches have to re-recruit
Every
their
day.
own players
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Not even at the end of the
Every
year.
day.
It's every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, but these coaches, hold on, time out. These coaches get recruited or get hired at other schools and NFL, and they get to leave immediately. They'll leave in mid-season if they got to.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the
They
difference?
ain't leaving mid-season.
Man, they
No, because they got a contract.
Okay.
They can get fired mid-season, but they can't leave
They
mid-season.
might get fired on purpose and get 17 to 30 million for getting fired, still with 30 years on a contract.
So do you
my
think
point.
do you think Arkansas was talking to Calipari before the season was over at UK?
I guarantee you, at least his agent was.
Yeah.
Mark, get out of
So
here.
he,
I said it. His
actively,
agent
though.
probably was.
But
I
yeah,
don't know about that.
But-
But Muscleman was still there. So I don't think that was going on.
Man, I guarantee you it was. But here's the point. The point that I'm after is that does it change the grind of the kids to be able to fight through adversity?
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know what somebody's grind looks like and what they feeling. I mean, in reality, we don't know.
it varies per kid.
It
varies
just
per
varies.
kid,
I
yeah.
mean, I'm a realist.
So you get somebody like a Travis Hunter, I think the drive to be great is always there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
True.
You know, so yeah, I think it depends on the player. But some, just like in real life, you know what I'm saying? Some cats, you know, hey, I didn't achieve this little piece of salary. I'm getting a check every couple weeks. I'm good now. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Whereas others is like, man, that one check ain't enough. I'm great dibble and dabble in this. I'm great do that. Like, so it just drive is different for each person, man.
That Pell Grant money hit different back in the day.
Hey,
didn't it?
I couldn't wait
I
to
sure
get
wish I had the whole
check,
NIL
man.
Pell Grant
Hey,
money.
look,
Come on.
I ain't even get no Pell Grant because my mama made too much, and then she sent me just enough to be survive. So I didn't.
Boy.
Hey, I would have loved some NIL.
I don't know what y'all had. I had UT Martin. I'll never forget it. Every semester we got $100 on a little card, and it was only good to go to the little store we had. And the store had donuts, soda pop, chips, and that's all we had. So that was all we had for the semester.
And now they driving Bentleys.
Could you imagine?
Mark, you might have
You
got
had
some,
one.
He'd have had some
That's
real
absolutely
NIL money,
you had real
dog,
NIL money. Yeah.
back in 1970,
Nah.
bro.
1970.
Back when you had that, you could have did that commercial for that mustache you had when you was All American. Pretty dope though, killer.
Hey,
that was your five.
Leave my mustache alone, man.
I still remember the picture at your house, but no, man. But real talk, guys. At the end of the day, I just think it's different for all kids.
Yeah.
And I would say get the money while you can, if you can.
Yeah.
If you can.
Speaking of money, I feel like the whole landscape of the country has evolved a little bit with this recent election. So how do y'all think this is going to impact Black America?
More like black women. Think about it. I mean, what was the big topic that they ran? Well, that was the topic that was going on at the time. What was the law they passed at the Supreme Court level?
Yeah, Roe versus Wade got overturned.
with abortions, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was big for me. I mean, I don't want nobody. I'm the ultimate girl dad, and we all girl dads.
We all girl dads.
I don't
So,
want
Shout out to our girls.
Yeah, shout out
to my
shout out
daughter,
to
man.
you.
Yeah.
We're gonna work our way through.
Yeah, hey, shout out to Trinity, shout out to Serenity, my two beautiful babies, man. So I'm definitely a girl dad to the fullest.
Facts.
Loved it Saturday, man. We was watching the game. They
was
sitting
dope.
right here with me,
that was dope.
having a
My
drink,
nieces.
having a cigar,
That was dope.
So just the fact that they think I'm cool enough to still do something like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
Hey, what did I
Yeah.
tell you? What did I tell you over there at T? I said that's goals for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Being able
Yes.
to feel like my daughters can hang out with me when they get grown.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you'll be 172 years old.
You will be. You will be.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
all
baby,
right
at 57
though.
years old, Mark.
Yeah, but they'll be right there though. That was
that's all right.
beautiful, man.
Hey man,
But
I
yeah,
want to
shout
tell you,
out.
my brother, you are pretty cool, man. You
I
know what I mean?
appreciate
So
that,
they
man.
hung
I
out
do.
with a cool guy.
Yeah,
I
with a
vouch.
big
man.
old pumpkin.
Daddy had his Jordans on.
Real
brand new.
recognized
They
as real,
Jordans
man.
was crispy too,
Oh,
wasn't it?
Chris,
Super crispy.
cool,
man.
daddy.
Super crispy. Yeah.
Yeah. Mo.
Yeah, man.
What about you,
I want to give a shout out to my baby girl Jada, man. Jada Blakemore. She's something different. She knows I'm the ultimate girl dad. And congratulations, she finished her MBA at Bellarmine at 23, and she was
Congratulations,
nominated.
niece.
Thank you, guys. She was nominated on the board of diversity and I think and inclusion over at Bellarmine. So she did her thing, man. So
I think her uncle helped her with her final project, didn't he?
yeah, she went to T before
How
she went to
dope
her
is that?
daddy.
Man,
I was
yeah.
I kind of asked. I was like, you want to come to me first? She said, I want to go to Uncle Terry. So I'm like,
yeah, man.
It takes a village, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I was proud though.
That was dope, though.
It was
That
dope.
And I didn't expect her to do the, video thing, and she grabbed my picture off LinkedIn, and I didn't
She
expect
hold-
none of that. I just did it because my brother
Hey,
called
man,
me and
that's
said, "Hey,
flowers,
my
man.
daughter,
That's getting
my daughter
flowers.
needs your help on X, Y, and Z." Say no more.
Say less.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
thank you, baby girl. I love you. Daddy's your biggest fan.
yeah.
And for me, Jalen Tillman, my oldest baby, I tell you, the big reason I grew up, I had you at a young age, made me grow up. Love you, baby. And then Jamari Tillman, my baby girl, just so much life, both of y'all, ultimate girl dad. Love y'all.
And the cool thing about it, because I've had the pleasure of being around all of y'all's daughters, is they really rock with y'all. Like, some kids, they're like, oh, that's just my dad, that's my mom or whatever. But no, they like being around y'all,
Yeah.
and that's what's cool. So I learned from all of y'all. I'm in the thick of it right now because I got young babies.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to Maya Ivy and Journey Elise, my 8 and 3-year-old. They definitely keep me going. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing here, because I'm thinking about the legacy
Right.
and what I can leave for them in terms of, because this environment, that we in right now,
Man,
True
and
story.
look, if you don't got another hustle, I'm telling you, because they not giving us nothing.
Right.
Well, and they trying to take everything away from black women.
That's
So
it.
I worry about, our daughters, man, just growing up in this, in this society where they they literally really don't have a lot of rights to their own body, man.
Facts.
That's crazy.
That's a tough one for me. And then just to see, women vote against their own rights. I mean, we could go on for days and days and days about that, but yeah, these are difficult and trying times for sure.
So I have a conversation with my daughter all the time. As much as I want her to go out and experience life in the world, she's still at home. And I told her one day, I said, "Until the day you become a wolf and not a sheep, that's when I'm gonna let you go." Because I think the world is tough, and for her being a young woman, I need her to be able to stand on her too, and not let nobody knock off her foundation.
Absolutely.
And so the day she becomes that wolf is the day y'all gonna see me step back from my baby. But until then,
But you know what, Mo?
Stay home forever.
But you know what, Mo? You've done a great job, an amazing job with Jada, and I feel like she is a wolf.
I think she is too.
I think she is a wolf. I mean, I understand. I mean, and I can't say that I wouldn't do the same thing in terms of putting a hedge around my daughter. But at the same time, I feel like you have done an amazing job, you and Key, to create a wolf.
Don't it feel good having it at home though? Don't y'all feel? Don't it ain't it cool having it at home though?
It's a beautiful thing.
That's what I get a kick out of. So
This was my thing growing up with my daughters. It's that leash. Like as you earn more things, as you show that you're more responsible and more respectful, that leash just gets a little longer and a little longer.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to reel that leash in and be like, hey, wait a minute now. Daddy's gonna be all in your business if I have to.
Yeah.
The good thing about my girls, I mean, they just at least has grown and grown. It's an example of my youngest daughter went all the way to Philly. From Louisville to Philly, lived in Philly a couple years. Then went from Philly all the way to Miami. Was there 3 years. To be able to leave the nest and then, trust them outside the nest. You're talking about a long leash.
Yeah.
And
man, that's super long.
Yep.
Super
that's
long.
one example.
So in that same vein, what do you think as black men that we can do to help, protect our black women, especially in this environment now where rights are being taken away from us? And I'll open up to all y'all.
That's a good question. I think we gotta be really vigilant on standing in their ear and pouring into them what we've experienced and what to look for. I think that's the key, because again, the world is crazy out there, and I think a lot of times, especially being black men in corporate America, the ceiling they put that glass ceiling is there, right? And that's for black men. So you imagine for a black woman, and I don't want my daughter, even though she's going to experience. I dread the day where she's going to come home and say, "Hey, Daddy, this is what I experienced at work. What do I do?" But I know it's coming.
Yeah.
But I got to be prepared to be able to have that conversation with her. And I got y'all.
Yeah.
Like, damn well I'm gonna call one of y'all or may call all y'all and say, "Hey, I need y'all's advice on it." What talk to her, let her know what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna do.
One of my thing that I try to instill in my girls is, because it's such a perception with ladies that they're too emotional, which it can be a thing. I try to make sure that they're mindful, but I don't try to take their emotions away, because if you can mix, and this is what I've told them verbatim, if you can mix mindful thinking with your emotions, because your emotions really tell you a little bit,
right?
But don't react to your emotions too much. Let's mix a little mindfulness to it, and then you're gonna make better decisions.
Facts.
So in situations, I'm always saying, be mindful. Be mindful, though. Be mindful.
True story.
That's one of the things I always say.
Yeah, I think it comes down to know yourself, know your worth, know your self-worth, right? Like at the end of the day, if you operate in that vein, that'll eliminate a lot of the traps. A lot of the traps from the young boys that's trying to get over on you. That whole situation. Somebody try to lowball you on a offer for a job or a position.
Yep.
You just know yourself, know your worth, know your self-worth. If you can do those things, then it eliminates some of the stuff that they go through, man. I mean, just thinking about corporate America, black women traditionally have a lower salary, and traditional just overall compensation package is usually lower, but because we sometimes coming from a position of need, I need this job,
right?
I need this role,
so
but
you end up settling.
But if you know your worth, your self-worth, then it's like, nah, come harder, What Beyonce say, come harder. This won't be easy. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what I try to instill. And Don't mean you're not gonna make mistakes, you know. But when you make a mistake, get out of it fast.
Right.
I also taught my dogs how to throw them hands too, y'all. Oh,
Man.
I mean, like real training.
Yeah.
I told them a fight don't last only a certain amount of
man.
time.
2 minutes max. 2
You want to
minutes.
get your hands off as quickly as possible. And
Yeah.
a lot of techniques on how to throw these hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man.
And
Yeah.
it has happened, and
Yeah.
I was glad I showed them the technique of I'm gonna say
Right.
defending
Yeah,
themselves.
self-defense.
Yeah.
So again, it makes me feel okay to send them away because I know that they can also defend themselves.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But you know, at the end of the day, with all of the stuff going on, the one thing I have learned is ain't nobody coming to our rescue. So
That's a fact.
we got to take care of our own.
That's a fact.
And that's the role of when you to the original question, what can we do as black men? Is we gotta be the leaders in our community to take care of our own. Period.
Sure do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, like I think we hit it. I just love that, you know, we can be role models to our kids, you know, that our
Right.
kids actually look at us as role models and not enemies.
Right.
Like, and like all of us, like, you know, it's some people that, you know, don't rock with their parents. I think
Yeah.
you said it at the beginning. Like a lot of people don't rock with their parents at all. But
Yeah,
the fact that, you know, my phone might ring right now and one of them will call me and
Right.
ask me the most simplest thing to a complex problem. And I
Yeah.
just smile and I'm so happy
Right.
that, you know, I'm your first call. I'm like, damn. I'm like, well, I can cuss. I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I'm your first call. I mean, deep within, it
yeah,
just
yeah,
makes
right.
me feel good that,
Right.
It's a beautiful thing.
that
you
I'm
did-
your first call.
Your daughter want to rock with
Yeah,
you, man.
yeah.
And you at least respect my knowledge, that at least my testimony, my trials and tribulations, and what I've been through, and a little bit of knowledge I've gained. That, man, I'm your first call. How
Yeah.
dope is that?
There's a lot of misinformation out here, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of misinformation. So I'd rather you get it from the source. You might not like the answer to it,
Right.
Yep.
but at least you know it's coming from a good place. And I'm never trying to get over on you, never trying to take advantage of anything. It's coming from love, you know, and sometimes no is an answer of love, you
Yes,
know?
it is.
Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
It hurts saying no to them too sometimes, don't
I
it?
mean, absolutely. yeah.
Hey, my-
Drives me crazy.
my daughter's here at my house.
No, all the time.
Nah, I mean, I spoil them to death. I'm just saying, you know, they
Yeah.
gotta definitely hear it.
Yeah.
You got
You got to.
yeah.
You got to.
You don't appreciate a yes until you hear some no's.
Yeah.
you
But ain't the
know?
crazy thing about it? Our whole crew, we all have girls, I think. I think our whole crew
Hey.
has girls.
God got a sense of humor.
He got a hell of a sense.
Gotcha.
Of got all.
Yeah.
Hey, we all got a pass, you know. I'm just saying, you know. I
But
ain't-
no, man.
Yeah.
This is a dope conversation.
Shout out to
man.
our women. Anybody comment, you know,
know.
put a comment in there about, you know, your favorite women in the world, your daughters are, you know, any of those things. And again, make sure you LSS, listen, subscribe, and what's the other S?
Like, subscribe, and share.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
subscribe, and share.
subscribe,
Yeah.
and share.
Yep.
So man, you know, we coming up on holiday season. We got a lot of stuff going on right here inside of Smoke Easy, the private lounge, man.
Break it down.
I was gonna say, who wants to break it down?
You broke it down. You started it. Break it down.
So Saturday, right, or this coming weekend, man, we got the ugly Christmas sweater party, right? With
Ugly
No,
ass.
it's actually the very ugly Christmas
the
party.
Very
Ugly ass. Ugly ass.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be dope, though, man. We're looking forward to it. We got world-renowned DJ Z Nice is gonna be
Z.
Shout out to Z Nice.
The vibes, you know, we
Who else we got? Oh no, okay, that's another
yeah,
party.
yeah, we're
I'm
giving
sorry.
away, you know, a little bit of cash for the ugliest sweater. You know, we got a lot of things coming. We got some, you know, some liquor sponsors that's going to be helping us to set the vibe. And then right, almost immediately right after that, right, we got the New Year's Eve party that's coming up. We got some live music by Benny J. We got
Benny J.
you know, we got DJ YK. We
YK.
got DJ Always. We
Always.
got, you know, Bel Air as a sponsor. We got, man, just so much coming for our members, you know, just to make sure that we bring in the new year right. I mean, it's be our first New Year's Eve party, our first Christmas party, and then, you know, going right into 2025, we got a lot of different ideas and concepts coming for you all. So stay tuned. The only way to really know what we got going on, though, is to what? Like, subscribe, share. So,
Yeah. If you know if you know a member, come on in. Come on in with a member. Check us out. Check the vibe out. see if it's something that something you would enjoy doing. I know you will. Once you come in here, everybody who does come in that love it. So we would love to have you.
What's the website, T?
Yeah. So www.smokeeasycigarlounge.com. That's where you can find, pretty much everything you're looking for from, the mobile lounge. You can book the mobile lounge right there on the website. You can, make a reservation for here right there on the website. You can pay for a membership right there on the website. I mean, everything is there. And then we got our
Facebook,
our bourbon tour coming up in 2025 that we just extremely excited about. But I think that goes back to what Adrian was saying. Always 2 steps ahead, 2 steps ahead. They can't really catch up to us, man. So we're looking forward to what 2025 has to offer, and we appreciate y'all rocking out to us for Stick Talk.
I'm gonna sprinkle one more thing
Sprinkle.
in 2025.
Go ahead, sprinkle me, man.
What E40 say? Sprinkle me, man.
We going to Nicaragua, y'all.
Yes, we.
Hey.
I'm still flat
We
out
got
saying.
to go check on our tobacco.
We going to Nicaragua.
Man.
So as a-
Esteli.
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 So what we're
Shout out to Leo.
as a member of Smoke Easy, what we do is we're actually taking trips to 2 sets of 20 members first to sign up. So members, y'all better hurry up and get on this. Our itinerary's coming out soon. We're actually taking a trip over to Nicaragua and actually look at our own tobacco that's growing in Nicaragua. How
Yes.
dope is that, y'all?
Man, come
To
on,
be
man.
able to
Come
visit
on
the
now.
farm and actually see our tobacco growing that we
Yeah.
get shipped over to Louisville. So
Yeah.
we're doing that, and we're gonna make some fun of it. We're gonna have some city life, which we taking
Right.
2 trips the Smoke Easy way. So
Yeah.
so coming in 2025, we got some big stuff planned.
It's gonna be.
Members only though, so
Members
come on.
Yeah.
Membership has its privileges,
There
right?
it is. I love that. I love that, man. I
just
think
saying.
that shout out to Lauren right there.
Yeah,
Lauren
shout
kind of
out to
sprinkled
Once
on
again,
that.
Yeah.
Lauren again.
Membership has
Yeah.
its privileges.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's all. What else we got, brother? That's it.
Man, I think that's
Final shout out again, West End Gin, Waters,
Yep.
live from the private lounge, man. That's
Yeah,
what I would
man.
like to say.
Hey, we got our social media pages too.
Yeah. You can follow us on TikTok. You can follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Smoke Easy Lounge. So please, follow us. That's the only way to really stay tuned to what we got going on. So we appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah. Peace.